At what moment did you realize fuck I'm old? Coming around the corner of a department store and seeing my dad come around the corner at the same time. It was a mirror. I occasionally say things and hear my father's voice coming out of my mouth. I even notice I have the same half smile he does when I think I'm being clever. It's worrisome. Same for me. Then I'll say something then think holy hell I sounded exactly like dad. And for me it's not just the same words. I have these surreal moments where it is literally his voice emanating from my mouth. When I'm signing up for an account on a website, I have to scroll back pretty far to find my birth year now. According to most websites I was born on January 1, 1901. Oldest human was 122, so there is a chance you aren't lying at all. When I fell down at work and no one laughed. Instead 3 people came running over to make sure I was okay. Edited to clarify, I'm only 36. I was walking in our break room and stepped down wrong I guess. I fell into the stove and rolled my ankle. Thank you all for the awards. Kinda weird that my most popular post is about me falling down. Let me assure all of you that I was okay after this fall and have gone on to fall down 2 different sets of stairs and trip over my dogs on multiple occasions. I never thought of it that way. When you're a teenager and someone falls, it's the funniest shit ever. Holy shit, this is depressing. Instead of growing facial hair to look older, I'm shaving it to look younger. 27 here and still shaving to look older instead of looking like a 16-year-old who is trying to grow his first beard. I saw a picture on Facebook of a friend from college and thought, damn he got fat and old. I immediately realized. I also got fat and old. My 2 New Year's resolutions are, number 1, get back into the shape I was before the accident. Number 2, stop referring to letting myself go and getting fat as the accident. I didn't do it on purpose though. It was an accident. I'll add mine since it was the reason I thought to ask this question. Last week I sneezed and it threw my back out. If it makes you feel better, I was 19 when that happened to me. I was so embarrassed I told Evie when I was helping my mom move something heavy when it happened. That's sad. When I was 19 I already had a fat bank account. Maybe about you should learn business like me and live a great wealthy life. Have fun with your boring life though lol. I used to drive for Uber and one night I realized the college girls I picked up could have been my adult daughters. I had something similar, but realized the college girls were too young for my children. Damn. I'm 22 now, and I have no idea how that feels. That's such a weird thought. I'm not quite that old yet, I'm 38, but the really crazy thing to think about is that you don't feel it happening at all. Like, with the exception that for some reason I emit a noise when lifting something light like a box of Cokes, I literally feel exactly the way I think I remember feeling in my 20s, only now Therese this number that feels like a ducking toe tag. Edit fuck. I'm 39. This guy really just aged a year by the time he finished writing his comment. They played Green Day and The Offspring on the classic rock radio station. Then the announcer says something about it being released on this day 20 years ago. WTF. Oasis, what's the story? Morning Glory? Just turned 25 years old 2 weeks ago. When I see popular Reddit posts mentioning celebrities with weird ass names and I'm like, who the duck are these people? This isn't just age, it's also a product of the internet era. It used to be that everyone watched the same shows on the same few channels or listened to the same few radio stations, or whatever, so everyone knew the same celebrities. In this age where the monoculture has been shattered, everyone is watching different shows on Netflix, YouTube, etc. It's so much easier to find niches, no one knows the same set of celebrities anymore. For me this is the trending tab on YouTube. There are days when outside of the lone sports clip on there, I don't know a single person group on there. And usually these folks have millions of subscribers. Shit is wild these days. Just took a look at trending now, never usually look at it. Some news videos, some Apple iPhone reactions, a lot of music videos of artists I've never heard of and yup, a lot of people I don't know and stuff where I have no idea what is going on. Frown. The blah blah family, we got a new car. 10 million subs and 3 million views. Blinks. When I find myself grunting and groaning just to bend over to tie my shoes. Yo, I do this and I'm 21. The struggle is real. When my son could outrun me. I went obstacle course running with my oldest, 6 years at that time, and he asked if we could still be doing that in 10 years. I told him I would be 50 so sure. You know what that little shit said? Cool, I will hold back for you, Dad. He is probably right, but I will keep training to not make it easy for him to pass me. Lol, I was 36 when my son was born. I hated it when the neighborhood softball team wanted him over me. Red team captain looks back and forth between a Beats Moots and a newborn infant. We'll take the baby. When I was in my late 20s, I dated a girl who had a daughter. The daughter and I got along great, played a bunch of Katamari together, etc. Years later, that girl and I have long since broken up. I did some volunteer teaching at one of the local alternative schools with my wife. And one of students in the film class we taught was my ex-girlfriend's daughter, now 18 years old. At some point in your life, whether you have kids or not, you realize you're technically old enough to be a grandparent. And that feels very old. Over the summer I was reading about a teenager who had been killed. He was survived by a daughter and his 33-year-old mother. Now, this isn't normal overall by any means, but I still stopped to think how this woman was not only a grandmother but could have been a senior in high school when I was a freshman. My babysitter I had as a kid was a mom at 18, grandmother at 38. And a great-grandmother at 54. And where I lived, that isn't exactly something anyone doubts happens. When I went to a music festival and slept in a tent after 5 or so years of not doing so. My God! I need to get home and take a real shower. Truth. I slept on an air mattress for the first time in years, and holy hell did I ate the next day. Gone are the days I could fall asleep on cold concrete contorted like the best circus act and wake up feeling as refreshed as a spring chicken. Right? In many ways I am still enjoying the same things I did when I was younger, but the sleep. It's just not the same. I'm nostalgic for the sleep of my 15-year-old self. When I overheard my teenage niece and her friends taking the piss out of things millennials say. Listen here, you little shits. Hey! You watch your ducking mouth. I just turned 30 and got a hemorrhoid instantly. Also, I have no idea how to spell hemorrhoid. Allow me to help you, hemorrhoid? Thanks, spelling it's a real pain in the ass. I was playing basketball alone and a bunch of kids smashed a beer bottle on the other side of the court just for fun. I shouted at them, told them to pick up the pieces and warned them not to do that shit ever again. They got scared shirtless and apologized. I had never felt older. Shirtless? You motherforker. When I mentioned Mr. T to my wife's friend and she had no clue who I was talking about. Did you pity the fool? They all pitied me. So yes. I want to laugh at this comment, but all I can do is cry at how old we both are. I was teaching a class last week and told my audience that they may need to MacGyver a solution if they come upon a certain problem. No one knew what that meant. Because someone asked, it was an EMT refresher course. These are the people you trust with your life. I was born in 1999 and, while I've never actually watched it, I'm well aware of what that means. Getting excited over things like a new vacuum, new water heater, or a not plastic silverware tray. Realizing the Linkin Park album I like is 20 years old. Laughing when someone invites me out, especially if the start of the event is 9 p.m. It's even funnier when you're so old you forget he's Linkin Park. It's even funnier when you're so old you forget it's Linkin Park. In the end, it doesn't even matter.